IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with goosebumps. Did you know that the goosebumps that we get on our skin was probably meant to ward off attackers? Goosebumps are when our hair stands up and the skin gets bumpy. We normally associate it with the cold. And hence, it was earlier believed that we would get these goosebumps to trap more air in our hair and hence keep us warm. Recent evidence shows that we get goosebumps when we get excited or fearful. And the idea is that our hair fluffs up and we look larger to predators. You can clearly see this happening in dogs and cats and other mammals. Whenever they feel threatened, they fluff themselves up to look bigger. Now, of course, we all have laser hair removal and all that right now, so there's no chance of fluffing ourselves up. Moreover, we are less hairy than our ancestors used to be. In fact, many of our involuntary actions are ancient survival mechanisms. When we get angry, our lips curl up and we snarl. This is an action to show our canine teeth, a way of warding off attackers, or that we mean business. Our hands automatically turn into fists or grip something ready to fight. We puff up our chest to show dominance. And there are so many actions like this that take place. We relied on these involuntary actions to communicate before language was invented. Before we could talk, we communicated with our actions. In today's world, we begin to rely too much on our words to get our point across. We try telling, then we try instructing, then we try shouting, and then we try emotional manipulation. And the list goes on and on. Especially with disagreements, we feel drawn into it. You know those tu meme fights, which in Hindi means you did it, I did it, you did it, I did it. We keep discussing incidents. And when I work with my clients or talk to friends about their fights at home, they tell me about how the conversation just disintegrated into screaming. The point is that the words are not as powerful as actions. When there's an action, you can see and feel a change. With words, you're relying on the other person's imagination to see the change. Let's take a common fight that happens in most homes among parents and children. Laundry. The children come home and throw their clothes randomly in the room. You as a parent keep telling them to put all the dirty clothes in the laundry basket. They just don't listen. You have to fight. You're fed up. Finally, you go and pick up their clothes and put them for a wash. Now, how would you solve this problem with actions? What if you washed only the clothes that were there in the laundry basket? Eventually, the kids will either run out of clothes to wear or learn through experience. This one action would have taught them far more than 5,000 words back and forth being shared and the screaming and everything. In a similar way, start looking for things that you can communicate using actions instead of words. For example, in my home, we removed all the sugary sodas and soft drinks. Instead of telling my parents, we won't be having them, do not have them, etc., now they just don't exist. The same goes for how we teach our team members at work or college. We show them and lead them by example through our actions and not through our words. The expression talk is cheap, hence we use actions when we want to make a serious point. So your super simple habit starts by looking for opportunities to showcase using actions instead of words. Look for things that you can show instead of tell. Good leaders have this habit. They do not instruct, they show, they lead by example. As always, never hurt someone or damage through your actions. I hope I don't have to say this. Instead, use your actions as a guide. For actions, speak louder than words. Oh my God, IVM, you got the 7-year itch. Congratulations, 7 years of being in existence. Happy birthday to you. So excited, and I'm so honored to be part of this journey with you. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments, and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada speaking friends know about this as well. Now, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. We have a brand new habit coaching online course, quizzes, videos, and a lot more on the website awesome180.com. So check it out now.
Hey everybody, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Think Fast, Varun and Suchita discuss the rise of audio erotica and leadership dynamics at Indigo Airlines. Do you love board games? The Simplified Gang have a fun chat with Zain Memon, creator of the political strategy board game Shasan. On All Things Policy, the Takshashila folk analyze India's response to rare diseases on the occasion of Rare Diseases Day. On the Life Manifesto, Zarina explains the concepts of asexuality and aromanticism. And on the Musafir Stories, traveler Tanisha Guin explores West Bengal's hill station Mirik with Seth and Faiza. So, on a personal note, I wanted to let you all know that this week marks the 7th anniversary since I started IVM. I'm eternally grateful to the team we have here, especially Kavita Rajwade and Tejas Sringarpure, who have been here since the beginning. They've seen the struggles, our eventual acquisition by Pratilipi, and our continued struggles to make podcasting a large and thriving part of the media industry. We have the best hosts in the world, and I have to say that I'm so glad and so grateful that they have chosen to work with us. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to you, the millions of folks who have heard or watched our content. All I can say is, you ain't seen nothing yet. I hope you join us as we continue this journey. In the meanwhile, do follow us on social media. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show or any of our other shows for that matter, please do tell a friend. Also, don't forget to rate us on any platform you're listening to. You can also check us out on YouTube. To get a list of all of our channels, you can go to ivmpodcast.com/YouTube, where you can go to all the channels. And finally, we'd like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life, Bank of Baroda, Max Life Insurance, India Water Portal, and HDFC Life Insurance. Thank you so much for making this possible.
We know you love fast food,
Fast fashion,
faster payment.
lightning fast internet speed.
Then why not fast information?
On Think Fast, where we discuss the latest developments in the world of technology, business, marketing, pop culture.
With a side of sarcasm and my dad jokes, not just mine.
Not mine, Varun. My jokes are funny. So join me, guys, the funnier one, Suchita Salvan, co-founder of LBB.
And me, Varun Dugirala, the co-founder of The Glitch, as we think fast only on the IVM network.
Fresh episodes out every Monday.
On the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.